What's going on, everyone? Back episode 2 of the Out of the Park Baseball 24 Minnesota Twins franchise slash playthrough slash rebuild slash whatever you want to call this. I typically just call it the playthrough, but yeah, we're here at opening day. Nothing's really changed at all. Let's see. We're still waiting for a scout. We offered Brody Van Wagen in a contract. So we're still waiting to hear back from him. I believe. Oh. Started with the team. Not looking. Okay. I don't know. I don't think we got him. I don't know what the heck happened. Okay, so I'll have to get a scout. Whatever. I can do that off camera. Or, doesn't really matter the first year. We can go for that's. RJ Harrison's OOTP 23 legend too. So we'll hire him, whatever. I'll eventually get a better guy or we'll look around. But yeah, we're at opening day, so we'll hop into it and let's just submit it here on camera. We went 7-5, and looks like we should get RJ Harrison. Opening day looks like almost everyone had a hit besides Vasquez. Gallo, Kepler, and Correa all homered, so great to see. So, yeah, let's sim a little bit further, and we'll update you guys as we go. We're back. It's about mid-season here. The Twins are 39-43 to start the year. It's been an interesting way to get here. I think the best stat that I found to describe how the season has gone is right here in the expanded standings, plus 42 run differential. So our Pythagorean win-loss is 45-37, pretty good. We have been abysmal away, as has most of our division actually, which is funny. But 10-19 one-run games. We were actually way worse than this. I think we were a little bit worse than this at one point, but I don't remember what it was exactly. But yeah, we've been horrible in one-run games, which has tanked us at this point into a pretty bad spot. So this is like baseball purgatory here. You know, we have some good players, but no real stars, like besides whatever Buxton and Correa, who've played awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to do with this team right now. The bullpen has been a complete disaster. Jorge Lopez started the year in the closer role. Wound up blowing. Yeah, he's blown 7 saves so far. He was not quickly taken out. Probably kept him there a little too long, but he wound up getting 10 saves, blowing 7 of them. We wound up trading for Joe Mantiply, who has been horrible with us. We wound up just giving up a minor league player. The Diamondbacks just wanted to get rid of an all-star pitcher for some reason, so whatever. Duran has not been much better since he went into the closer role. Disappointing to see, but I think he could bounce back. His Sierra and FIP are both very good, so I have hope for him. Moran's been good, but he's had his ups and downs too. Again, his Sierra is much better. Then Thielbar has been fine, but he went through a rough patch as well. A lot of these guys have progressed to the mean, I should say. McGill was called up pretty early in the year. He's given up the long ball way too many times. His FIP is outrageous, so he's getting decent results, but not really the metrics to back it up. Rosinski here, I think he came over from Japan this year and signed with the A's. Milo Pagan was horrible. He was like unpitchable. He was giving up almost 3 homers per 9 in 22 and 2/3 innings. So we flipped him to Oakland. Of course, he's playing well now, but he's kind of like a guy making $3 million for a guy making $3 million. And Rosinski's been good with us, so I'm honestly okay with that deal. Then Kenta Maeda was horrible in the rotation, got hurt, and then I brought him back, and Bailey Ober's pitched so well in the rotation that Maeda's been delegated to the pen for now. As you can see, Ober, I think he started 6 games, And as a starter, he hasn't been quite as good, but he's still been fantastic. He was sensational as our reliever. So he's been our best pitcher this year by far. Joe Ryan was horrible, like ERAs in the sevens after 10 starts maybe. He's found his way back to like a reasonable season, but still not what we expected out of our ace. Pablo Lopez has been fine, about a league average pitcher. Not really striking out too many guys, but not giving up too many homers, so it's good. Sonny Gray has been another like he's probably been our best full-time starter. He's been good, like pretty above average. But if that's our best pitcher, like this, we're in trouble. So, and Tyler Maley's been fine. He's been about league average. So the pitching rotations and the bullpen's been a disaster. Mostly because the guys we were expecting to lean on have been horrible. So, but the lineup, different story. It's been pretty good, pretty much all good for the most part. So Correa's been amazing. He's been pretty good all year, but he's really turned down of late. 321 average, almost 900 OPS. Carrying our offense in the 2-hole. Byron Buxton was leading off for a lot of the year. He was kind of like a league average hitter. So I decided to move Polanco into the leadoff spot because he was walking quite a bit. And he's been awesome. He was hurt to start the year for a couple games, but he was back quick. And yeah, he's been great. But yeah, Buxton, when I drop him to the 3-hole, I wonder if I could see his stats. Yeah, so batting leadoff, he was like, a league average hitter. Pretty, like, bad average. And then brought him up to third, and he's been destroying. So love to see that. And then, the rest of the lineup's been good. Not, like, great, I guess. Well, this guy, Matt Wallner, called him up pretty early in the year. And he got hurt for a little bit, but he's been great when he's been out there. So he's been like DHing. I don't think he's even played in the field at all. He's played a little bit in the field, but not really anything. So Kurloff was out for the beginning of the year, came back. He's been DHing, playing a little first. Hasn't played the outfield, but mostly DHing. And yeah, he's been really good. Can't complain with him. Jose Miranda was like off to a pretty bad start. He was like a 95 WRC plus guy, and lately he's turned it on. So a big part of our offense. I think he's playing a little third base right now. Yeah, my lineup is kind of a mess at the moment, as you can see. But yeah, Miranda's playing a little third. He's fine there, so not worried about him. Max Kepler's been about league average, but a good glove. He's probably gonna put up a 3-WAR season. Strikes out under 20% of the time, walks about 10. I'll take that out of like a, 6-hole hitter. So Nick Gordon's been really good in a utility role. He's played a lot of third, a lot of short. Pretty much played all my infield and then a little bit of outfield when we needed him. He's been really good in that role, so happy with him. Michael A. Taylor, he's played quite a bit of mostly the corners, actually. That's not true. He's playing a lot of center because there was an incident where someone got hurt, and I DH Buxton just to make sure he didn't get hurt. So Taylor was playing a little bit of center at that point, but mostly been a backup. He's been fine. Not really a defensive wizard that I would have liked, but he's done the job. Joey Gallo has been disappointing. 87 WRC plus. This is Joey Gallo. Like, I'm not shocked here. So he's down in the 9-hole just because he can run into one every once in a while. So. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I might trade him if he has a lot of value. But, yeah, he's kind of like, the last guy in the lineup. Kind of what he was with the Yankees. Like, he'll bat 9th and maybe run into one. But you don't want him on with guys on base. Vasquez has been pretty bad with the bat, but good defensively. I don't know what to do with him. He's making $10 million the next 3 years. 2 years after this one. And, I can kind of get the same production out of a guy like Tomas Nido, who I traded for in a kind of back-to-back trade. We traded Kyle Farmer. He was bad for us, and, he's a backup infielder making $6 million, so we flipped him for Tomas Nido. But, yeah, I can get the production Vasquez gives me in Tomas Nido for, like, a tenth of the price. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. We'll go up to the deadline and get closer to that. But I want to go through a couple of the moves we made because we did. So we did the Joe Mantiply trade, did the Emil Pagan trade. We made this trade. So it was Ryan Jeffers, who, doesn't really have the defensive ability that I like in a catcher, especially a backup. He was fine for us offensively, like not too many at bats, but I would rather have a defensive guy back there. So I shopped him around, and Drew Waters came up. There was a couple others, like Brett Beatty's for some reason really easy to get in this game. I don't like cheesing the game like that. So I mean, he's like a 75 potential dude, and like actually good ratings. So I didn't want to do that. Like that seems whatever cheesy. But Drew Waters much more reasonable, almost 25. Top prospect pedigree, but hasn't really been great in the majors. Although, yeah, Kansas City hasn't even played him in the majors this year. He'll certainly be up for me at some point this year. But yeah, I think he was like spare parts there. So that made a lot of sense for both teams, I guess. They get a controllable catcher. He hasn't even entered arbitration yet, Ryan Jeffers. So yeah, that was like the last big trade we made. Yeah, I don't think we did anything else. Just a couple small moves. Basically, my plans for the trade deadline are there's not a lot of guys in the block right now. Hopefully someone's added soon. I don't really know what we do. So essentially, if we're not too far behind the Guardians, 7.5 games, that's doable. And a wild card spot, probably about the same. Same distance to go, or a lot of teams to jump. But if we're in the hunt, I might just play it out, and basically the most that I'm going to add is maybe a couple bullpen arms. If there's a top line starter that's controllable that I can get for a reasonable price, maybe I'll do it. But I mean, our farm system isn't very strong. Like we're 23rd now. We want a couple spots, but we don't have a lot of money to spend. Well, actually, we have no money to spend. So I think probably going to try to trade these expiring deals for some players that we can use in the future and kind of gear up for next year and the year after. That includes Sonny Gray, Joey Gallo, Tyler Mahle, Michael A. Taylor. I looked at dealing, but he's not really valuable at this point. So yeah, I don't really think there's much we can do. Maybe a bullpen arm or two, but yeah, as of right now, we're going to stand pat and go up to the All-Star game and the draft are next. So we'll sum up to there, and we'll get back to you guys. All right, so we're back, and it is July 10th. We're 43 and 48, just a little bit after I last stopped. But I have this trade set up for Joey Gallo. So, he's been bad, but not unmanageably bad. But he's a free agent after the year. I haven't even looked at an extension. Yeah, no way. So you know what? May as well get something for him. I can give him the QO, but who knows? Maybe he'll actually accept it. So I'm packaging him with Willie Castro, who's kind of sitting down in the minors. Not a bad player, but he's not going to make the team for me. But we're packaging those two together. Pick up Mason Ayer, who pretty decent prospect here. Could have an above average bat, excellent speed, which is something we're lacking. He has struggled in AA, but he has a pretty bad BABIP or pretty low BABIP. And then, I don't know. I think he's a better player than that. I think he should be tearing up AA, but that's just me. Pretty similar defensive profile to Gallo with a really strong arm. So this is a potential right fielder of the future, maybe left fielder, corner guy. But we're also getting Alkia Williams, who probably just minor league filler, but it's important to have these shortstop, middle infield types, especially one that could probably play in the majors too. Then a couple of no names: Ian Leatherman, 24-year-old coin flip or dart throw, and then Ian Reifert, who honestly could be a pretty good reliever if that control comes up a little bit. He's dominated AA as a 24-year-old, as he should. And he actually has pretty good stamina, so he could be a multi-inning guy for us. So I like this trade a lot. It saves us money this year because it actually brings us in the positive, which is good, because we're going to need money to spend on draft picks and such. So and that's coming up really, really soon, like tomorrow, I think, maybe a couple days. But anyway, that's the deal. And we also get Colin Poche, I think, who's had a really good year as a reliever, and we need a reliever. So yeah, there we go. We're gonna make that trade. Joey Gallo officially traded. Disappointing because I think he has a lot of potential, but it also clears up a roster spot for Royce Lewis, who just got off his assignment, kind of his rehab assignment, and kind of initiated that trade from a organizational philosophy standpoint. As in, I'd rather have Royce Lewis playing than Joey Gallo at this point, who's going to leave in free agency anyway. So there we go. We'll figure out how the lineup goes afterwards. But yeah, that's our first trade of the season, and we will be back with the next update. All right, so we're back, and I don't know how I feel about this trade. So, well, for me, it's great, but it feels a little cheesy, and I'll run through it really quick. So, Kenta Maeda, free agent after the year, having a pretty bad year, but I mean, he has a good track record, and I mean, 5 solid pitches, could be a nice pitcher. Nick Gordon, who's having a tremendous season, and can play a lot of different positions. Really good, controllable utility guy. The Angels offered me, I think it was Eric Torres, who really nice reliever. Like, I'd make this trade for Maeda 1-on-1 easily. And then some other player, I don't remember who, but I went in and I just wanted to see if I can get their top guy. This guy, Denzer Guzman, the number 19 prospect in baseball. And yeah, they kind of just like gave him up for nothing. I just threw in. I could have thrown in like a worse player. There were a couple like guys I would probably rather throw in than Simeon Woods Richardson, but to make this not seem like it's complete bullshit for them, I threw him in because he's a former top prospect, 2nd round pick way back in the day, and part of the Jose Barrios trade. So it's a big piece. So they wanted him, and then they also threw in Felix Morabel, who, I mean, a long way to go. He's only 17, almost 18, but long way to go. Still in rookie ball, but I mean, if he develops into this is a excellent player. So they just they're giving me these 3 guys for, I mean, Nick Gordon, I don't want to give up, but whatever. I mean, so it feels a little cheesy. I don't know if I'll ever do a trade like this again, if this becomes like a heist of a lifetime, but maybe low minors players don't develop like they used to. But I'm only probably going to do one of these trades in the entire series. And this one, I mean, I try to make it as fair as possible. Maybe I'll throw in I don't know. See, this doesn't feel right doing because I'm trying to keep it realistic, and I mean, I think the last trade I made was fair with Auer, but yeah, this doesn't feel right. So I'm gonna give him I don't know, this guy, Urabina, pretty nice player. Hasn't really played well, but that feels a little better. Yeah, and my GM says, "Is this too good to be true?" Wow, I mean, I would have to agree, sir. So I wonder if they throw in Ben Joyce. Yeah, okay. So for some reason, they really want to keep him. So let's see if we can get a couple. Wow, okay. So let me see if I can. I do need cash. I'd rather have cash than Ben Joyce for sure. Try 3 million. 2 million. 1 million. Okay, so whatever, that's fine with me. Yeah, so Kenta Maeda, Nick Gordon, Simeon Woods Richardson, and Urbina for Eric Torres, Denzer Guzman, and Felix Morabel. I get it. The Angels are trying to win now, but we'll see how that turns out. I feel like that was a little cheesy, but we will see. So there we go. Maeda is off the team, and a huge haul back. So next we'll update when there's something else that happens. Just wanted to add, another reason I'm okay giving up Nick Gordon is because Brooks Lee, who was a first-round pick in 2022, named the number 72 prospect in baseball. Kind of fits that super utility guy that Nick Gordon was playing anyway, and just got promoted to AAA, and yeah, has been tearing it up. So he's next, and that's why Nick Gordon really was nothing. So yeah, that was just a little more input. All right, so I figured I'd jump in here and go through the draft, at least the first round, and show you my thought process on making the first pick. So there's a lot of good high school bats here. I probably won't take any of them, I don't think, although which one did I like? I liked Aiden Miller. He looks good, mostly because he might be able to play third base, but most of these other guys don't really have positions. I guess Tayshawn Watson does, but Walton does. But actually, he's not bad. I would consider taking him. And he doesn't really have a demand, which is good because I don't have a ton of money to spend on the draft. But typically, I like to go for college bats or college arms first round, more developed, and less bust potential. So, main two guys I was looking at are Paul Skens, who I have questions about because only a 3-pitch guy. That means he probably won't stick as a starter for me. I like 4-pitch guys in my rotation typically. So that brings me down to Chase Dollander, who I know is actually probably a top prospect in this year's draft. I'm not quite sure. He does have a request of $7 million, which is tough to swallow. I have $9 million to spend right now in budget room, but I could open up some of that by trading some guys. Maybe Vasquez, who actually has a lot of value. Sonny Gray, Tyler Mahle, the guys like that. So I'm not worried about that for a guy who I know can make an impact soon on my team. A lot of these other guys, Trey Morgan looks like he's going to be a great bat, but probably going to be only a first baseman or corner outfielder. A little bit concerned about that, although I'm kind of talking myself into it now that I'm looking at these guys because, Aiden Miller could be an absolute stud, although ground ball hitter, probably out on him then. So I think I'm going to go Dollander. I think that's how you say it. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that, but he's probably the best college arm out there that I would have in my rotation. A couple other college bats, not bad, but I'm a little gun shy on taking these guys, especially, he's going to be a first baseman. Yeah, so like I said, I kind of just talked myself out of, getting a guy with a low demand, but I think Dollander, if he gets that control up, this guy can be at least maybe a 2-starter, at worst like a 4, but that's incredibly valuable, especially on a team that doesn't have a ton of pitching. I'm comfortable with my position players, and I'm comfortable with my ability to develop position players, but not so much pitchers. They're more of a, they're tougher to figure out. So if he gets his movement up, that's huge. If not, he might bust. So this doesn't come without risk, but certainly less. The fly ball thing scares me. Man, see, this is why I like to go through and kind of talk it out because, it becomes really tough to make these picks, and I don't really want a corner outfielder. Ground ball hitters probably not going to do it for me. Daniel Covett, probably a first baseman only, unless he has outfield. Not really. Nice player, but Justin Best, actually not bad. Line drive hitter. Corner outfielder, though. And these are tough picks to make because, we're picking 20th in this draft. A lot of, the sure things are gone. It's kind of dart throws at this point anyway. Kevin Sim doesn't look bad, but again, probably only a first baseman. So, yeah, I think I'm going to roll the dice. College arms, a little more of a sure thing than high school pitchers. Like Thomas White looks like a stud. And maybe he could be. He probably will be. Also requesting 12 million, which is way too much. So I think I'm going to go Dollander here. This could very easily backfire on me, but 4-pitch mix, I think at worst, he'll be a reliever. You know what? With the 20th pick, I'm okay with that. Also out of the University of Tennessee, which is very cool. So, all right, I'm going to take him. Let's see. Is he... He's easy signability, so I'm just going to draft him. I'll offer after. Maybe we'll see who's available in the second round. You know, Justin Best is here. He only wants slot for his demand. Gasparino's pretty nice player. Kevin Sim is still here. He's a college junior, but not really developed enough for me to feel comfortable taking him here. Andrew Walters is just a reliever, fortunately. Josh Hartley's not bad, but not a lot of upside there. Christian Little, same story. 3-pitch guy. Carson Montgomery, not bad. A younger college junior, only 20, not 21 yet. An interesting player. Man, just a lot of guys here that we could take. I might go Justin Best here. High school bat. Second round, I like that. Actually, this is a supplemental pick, so this is, man, I don't even know what overall pick this would be. So yeah, this is like the 35th pick or something. Oh wow, I freaking lied. For some reason, we had the 5th pick, so that was Dollander taking with the 5th pick. I thought we had 20, which I'm still fine with. That's actually even better because, you know, that's a good player to take there. Oops. So maybe I don't know. That was stupid, but okay. Justin Best, this 35th overall pick. I like that. Kind of mix that with the low demand high school bat with high upside. So we'll go with him. Gasparino's still here. Love to see that because, you know, low work ethic scares me a little bit, but, you know, Kevin Sim, maybe we go with a more sure thing, I guess, if you call it that. Fly ball hitter, University of San Diego, South Korean, that's interesting. I keep going to Andrew Walters, but or maybe go with a high school arm, and we roll the dice with that. Colin Hoke, Brandon Wincor, second baseman. Ooh, interesting. Normal, high leader. Not horribly high demand, but a really good, could be a really good hitter. Second baseman, maybe third baseman if, you know, everything goes well. Let me see. I mean, if I'm going with Kevin Sim, yeah, he's a college guy, but he's not really any farther along than like Wincor is, really. So, you know, I'm gonna go with Brandon Wincor here with our second round pick. This is, what is this? The 10th pick in the second round. So, okay, that's what it was. The Twins, they moved up in the lottery. That's what it is. Okay. That's why I was so confused, because I knew the Twins weren't that bad last year, but that makes a lot of sense. I didn't realize that they pulled that 5th pick, so that's awesome. So, Brandon Wincor with the 10th pick in the second round. We'll take him. Boom, and Gasparino's still here. You know, the low work ethic scares me, but this batting profile is cool, and, you know, he's 6'6", taller guy. University of Texas. Yeah, maybe I'll do the rest of the draft off camera, and we'll get back to that because I want to look through these guys and really get a good idea of what's going on. So we'll be back in just a second. All right, so I'm back a little bit early. Went kind of deeper into like the potential overall ratings. I know it's not the best way to gauge this, but it's just an easy way to sort when I'm going through all these players. Found this guy Teddy McGraw, college arm, 4-pitch guy, and pretty far along. The only thing is his stamina's a little low, but I could play with a 40 stamina. At worst case, he's a lockdown multi-inning reliever. So Teddy McGraw, we're going to take in the 3rd round. And, not a terrible demand. He's actually only slot, so yeah, we'll draft him there and get back on maybe the next pick or at the end of the draft. All right, so I'm back really quick. Forgot after I recorded the episode to go through the draft, what we did. So I think we went through the first 3 rounds. We wound up taking Kevin Sim in the 4th. So the guy I was kind of looking at in the 2nd round wound up dropping pretty far. College bat, pretty nice player. We wound up getting Cody Schreier, who could be a nice middle infield, corner outfield utility type. Kind of in like the Brooks Lee conversation. So nice player here in the 5th. Took Luca Reyes in the 6th. Nice player. James whatever. High school arm. Looks like he blew out his elbow already, so that's fun. I am in the future a little bit. We're at the trade deadline, but yeah, that sucks. That was our 7th round pick. Took Eric Becker in the 8th. Lane Forsythe, good defensive player in the 9th round. Coleman Mazzell in the 10th round here. And then power hitting first baseman Jason McKenzie, high school bat, in the 11th. In the 12th round, we took this pretty interesting player. The batting profile is interesting. Probably not going to catch, but can play a little bit of like first base, maybe corner outfield for us. So I like this batting profile mostly. Derek Mitchell slipped all the way to the, what round is this? 13th. Corner outfield, can play center field, I guess. High school batter. Garrett Lambert, a high school pitcher, we took in the 14th round. In the 15th, we took Ben Abram. Pretty developed 23-year-old college arm. Probably won't be much, probably just organizational filler, but nice player to have. Hunter Haas we took with our next pick. And then RJ Mayer with the 80 outfield range. Legend of out-of-the-park baseball himself. So we took him in the 17th round, of course, and then another good defensive player here in Goldner and Castigazzi. I hope he doesn't make the majors because I can't say his name. Took him in the 19th round, and then with our last pick, we took Caleb Pendleton. Good catching depth, not a bad batting profile. So, yeah, that's the draft. Just wanted to get that in there. All right, so there's one final trade before we close out the episode here. So we wound up flipping Michael A. Taylor, who is kind of our backup outfielder. He's having a pretty good year. Pretty just being that 4th outfielder type. We flipped him for Keegan Aiken from the Baltimore Orioles, who pretty nice ratings here. Kind of like a swingman type probably for me. Last option year, so that complicates things, but also entering arbitration. But at least we got something in return from Michael A. Taylor. We also called up Celestino. Called him up afterwards, and yeah, this is the team we're rolling with. We're not out of it yet. We're 51 and 56, but I wanted to get rid of anyone who pretty much had any value. Sonny Gray still might be traded. Let me look really quick. Just a quick look-ski. What we got here. Yeah, I mean, nothing too exciting. Some older minor leaguers. Ryan Weathers is interesting, but yeah, he's not really much anymore, prospect-wise. So yeah, we're better off just riding out the season. Maybe we make the playoffs, maybe we don't. But anyway, we got like a good return for the guys that we wanted to flip. Cut a lot of money off the books. We'll see how next year looks with money. Looks like we have a little bit, but we could probably cut that down significantly. So We'll get into that next episode. Probably be the end of the season. Maybe playoffs. Probably not, but we will see. And we'll see you guys next time in that episode. We'll talk to you later. Bye.